I am officially over it. Not only have we had a week of troubleshooting this damn thing, this is doing jack squat in the window, and now we've been syncing for over a week. Maybe helium mining might not be my thing, but we'll try to persevere, so stay tuned.
Nerdy dude stuff.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, helium, and all that good stuff. If this is your first time at the channel, please take a moment to consider subscribing and turning on that bell notification as we post videos weekly. And by we, I mean I'm a one-man team, a one-man show. Go Giants. Anyway, we have been dealing with so much crap with helium mining at the moment. We have two Bobcat 300s, and we had the network outage last week, and they have been still sinking since that day. They jumped all the way up to 99.7% and then dropped down to 99.1%. And I completely understand why the sinking percentage of the helium miners gets farther away from completion is because the blockchain still continues to go on. I'm currently, shut up, Copper! I'm pulling up my phone, and right now I managed to have one at 99.72%, the one that's here at my house, and then I have one at 99.46%, the one that's at my in-laws house, which that's nice to see because we have invested in an antenna and a setup that we're going to go over today and talk about what we're hoping to accomplish with that. But first, let's take a look at today's beer. For those of you keeping track at home, today's beer of the day is Cold IPA Nameless Leader. This is brewed out of Denver, Colorado with a 6.7% alcohol by volume. You could see that it is a relatively filtered IPA, and it's called the Cold IPA because it has been cold fermented. This has strong hints and notes of very woodsy pine style flavors, and you could tell based off the can design that they did take elements from trees and stuff to produce their hops. All right, so we're going to zoom into our miners here, and it's fun that I can always just find where I am based on where I live just because of Florida. But anywho, like I've been saying, they have been down pretty much for just shy of a week. The last video we did was on Thursday, and they have been sinking ever since they came back. I know that they are obviously I know I bought them, but they're two Bobcat 300 miners, and I know that there's some issues with Bobcat at the moment, but they released on Twitter earlier today that they will be releasing a patch to help with these sinking issues. And with the Bobcats, one thing I enjoy about them is that they have that extra CPU power pushed in. And you see 2 weeks ago there, they have that extra CPU power built into them to help with these syncing issues much quicker. So you can see right here, this miner right here, I've only earned 2.38. It hasn't gone up since my last video. It is still currently syncing. There shouldn't be any witnesses or activity or anything along those lines because we haven't been synced since Wednesday of last week. You can see here 5 days ago, we got mining rewards. And then nearby, it's not going to show. Ooh, we're actually able to ping these nearby. This is promising. So as soon as this network comes back up, this is the first time we've seen these. So we see my other one right here is at 2.4 kilometers, and then we've got Breezy Graphite Aphid at 4.8, and then Warm, and those guys are actually down here. So that's actually a really promising screen and something big that we haven't seen before. Let's take a look at these guys. We're going to take a look at you, and I think you're rallied at the moment. You're synced, but you're also rallied. But let's see. Can you see me nearby? Ooh, you can. Ooh, okay. This is all quite promising. Yeah, his other one's 341 meters nearby. It needs to be at least 350. This is quite promising when we have these back up and running. I like what I'm seeing, and this is a big positive on the screen. Now, okay, so then this is my other one, and you can see here as well. This one's currently syncing as well, and this one's got even more nearby, which that is really attractive, and that's got everything down here. Wow, this is a. I'm glad I decided to record this. This is a genuine reaction. Before, when I did the nearbys, it was only pulling up, these two are pulling each other because I think they were synced in the same account, but now we're getting a lot more. So with that said, we have actually gone through and we've purchased an antenna setup for my miner here, and if we're running some success on my miner here, then we will then, of course, do the same with our miner down here, and this is what we've got going on right now. We're waiting for this. Everything should be in by tomorrow. So we've got this 10 dBi. I'm going to pull up a separate screen here. We've got this 10 dBi omnidirectional fiberglass antenna. You popped them up on Amazon. You can see I purchased it on July 9th for $45. Comes with everything that we need, everything that we like to see. and it's a 915 megahertz antenna, omnidirectional fiberglass antenna, blah, 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 blah. It only has 2 ratings, and they're 5 out of 5, so hopefully the individual that purchased them has had some good luck with it. So I will probably be the next person that will leave a review if this is good for us or not. And if this is good for us, especially for this price, because I was looking at some other ones for like 120, and with me having 2 miners, I didn't really want to do another 240 to have antenna set up for these. I will probably leave some feedback and some stuff along those lines. Then on top of that, we have this 16-inch universal satellite antenna extension and this 25-foot RF adapter coax cable with we tried to find something reasonably priced with low loss, and there are some antennas out there that were like, or not antennas, but there were some cords out there for like, you know, $10, and I went $20 for the 25-footer. So we are going to attach that to the side of our house, and we will do that probably within the next week, but I just showcased where, so take a look at that real quick.
Probably in the next 2 or 3 days, one of our antennas is going to be coming in. We got a fiberglass omnidirectional 10 dBi external antenna. So we're going to take this out from the window, which I watched a video today about how windows and glass and the screens and like the stucco on the walls is causing monstrous signal loss. So that's basically worthless in there. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to run, because on the other side of the wall is where the miner is, we're going to run it up into our attic, which is right up here. We're going to come out from the attic right here, which we already have the cord for our pool motor and all that jazz running. And then we're going to run it along the roof, and we are going to mount it right up there. So we're going to mount it like right up on that corner, get as high as we possibly can, and then we'll hopefully get to see everyone.
Obviously, after we get everything installed, we will do some video updates, and I'm kind of actually thinking of doing some like updates while I'm installing those antennas, so I might have a fun time there. But the big hurdle though is we want to make sure that we get over this syncing issue. Like, the last thing I want to do is keep investing in antennas and supplies and stuff to get these miners going, and then we're just stuck with syncing issues. So I really hope that the patch that comes out for Bobcat miners gets us through, and hopefully by the end of tonight both of my miners are back syncing, because I really would like to see if these miners, known witnesses obviously, I would really like to see if these miners are going to be able to bounce off of these individuals. Like, that's really refreshing, because you saw in the clip where I had the antenna behind the window, but I watched another video earlier that some of these windows, especially the ones that are triple paned, that are used for light refracting and for insulation in these homes, which a lot of homes, and I believe mine have them as well, build these in, they can cause a signal loss of up to 4 dBi on your antennas. So even if I put my 10 dBi in the house, I could potentially get past that obstacle as well. But then you're looking at the stucco and the concrete on the outside of my house, which is a thinner layer, and there's still some wood, which would then reduce that signal even more. We could potentially try to run an Ethernet cord into my office from the router and put that antenna in here, and we go through the attic and everything, but that's just a lot of extra work that I really don't feel like doing. So I'd rather just get the antenna into the roof position on the back of my house, over closest to where the router is. I know I've got that 25-foot cable, and I got low loss, and if I have to get like an antenna signal booster to give that a whirl, they're only like $15 at Walmart to push that through. But really our goal is going to be to hopefully get that 10 dBi antenna up on the roof, and maybe look at anywhere from 6 to 8 effective dBi to get out to these other properties. Now, my in-laws' house is a similar situation where that antenna is sitting behind a window, behind a screen mesh, but they live in a house that has aluminum siding, and realistically, the aluminum siding in that metal box is just keeping that signal bouncing around. Even though when we look at this, and I'm not sure if this the new update to the browser, because this is the Helium Explorer 2.0, I'm not sure if this is just pulling this information based on these hotspots being so far away, within 5 kilometers of the other hotspot, or if they were actually at some point able to bounce a signal off of each other. Obviously, if it's not a mining situation, it's not a beacon or anything that I put up. If it was a mining situation, there was witnesses, that would kind of give us a clear, definitive answer that they were able to witness each other. But as of right now, we're not sure. So ultimately, if this one's successful, then we are going to move this one and put the antenna on the roof of their house as well. We'll get another order of exactly what we purchased before. But I'm really hoping that this antenna here, well, of course, everything's glitching around. Come on, you good? All right. I'm really hoping that my hotspot here with the 10 dBi antenna will then also be able to ping out to these hotspots as well, and maybe even some of these guys over here. That might be, big hoping. These guys, I feel a little more realistic. If I can grab this group and this group, I think we could potentially be in the money as long as we can get past that syncing. So, anywho, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far and you're not a subscriber, please, again, take a minute. Just consider being a subscriber and turning on the bell notification. Definitely like the video because I believe it supposedly helps out YouTube, and I guess that's the new thing to say. But I am, greatly appreciative that you guys have watched. Leave a comment. Reach out to me on Telegram, Discord, Twitter. I've been talking to a few people about the setups today and everything along those lines. So take a couple minutes and I'll reach out to you guys. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, all that good stuff. I'm O'Price. We'll see you guys next time.